What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you had a wonderful summer. It's time to get back into hockey mode. NHL 26 is out. I've played a little bit so far, but let's jump right into our first Dynasty mode. It's going to be an experimental one, so it's not going to be very in-depth. We're just going to jump right into it, see if there's any big differences to the simulation, the way any of these players play, contracts, before we really get into our long-term depth mode. So, okay, here we are, main menu. I had to turn the sound effects off for the board, so now you won't hear anything. I just turn it off, so it's less annoying. So let's go right into roster moves before we touch anything in free agency. Goalie wise, we have the future. We're going to have him for a long time. Spencer Knight simulates very well. I don't think he has a extended contract, so we are going to put that on there. Soderbaum, a good backup goalie, so we got 1-2. Korchinski, we already have an elite defenseman. We just have to grow him. And same thing with Artem Lushenov. I do know how to say his name. We're just going to have to get back into pronouncing hockey names. Allen, we do have a couple people to possibly call up with this team because we don't have much depth in the NHL team. We'll see what we have in free agency. We do have 21 million with this team, so money isn't a cap hold. Not really anybody good for for wing. There we go. It's all on the left side. Okay, Bertuzzi. I mean, that's okay. It's, roster's a little left side heavy. So center wise, there he is, Bedard. Dickinson, I know he's a decent depth guy. Frank, though, I'm definitely going to be starting Frank definitely on the second line. So we're definitely going to put him up there. Not bad whatsoever. Just I know there's definitely some old talent on this team, so we're going to go right over here to contracts. So Bedard, can we offer him a contract extension? Yeah, right off the bat, let's get him that. Let's get him that 7-year deal, bring it up to 27. But let's save some money to build a team around him. I'm fine with 9.5. He accepts the offer immediately. So let's go down here. Yeah, we got some older people we are not going to resign. Frankie, though, we are definitely going to resign him. We'll give him 3 years for 1.9. So we'll see if we get an answer on that. Korchinski's, of course, we're going to offer him a new contract, 3 years. We'll see if he takes 5.5 for it. Okay, he takes it. Beautiful. Reichel, we'll do a 2-year. Let's see how much we can get it down to. 2.5. He'll probably let us know. So that's some of the young players. Dak. So let's get him signed. 1-year extension, sure. Why not? And then most importantly, goalie. Spencer, you just want a 2-year. Okay. I'll give it to you. Sure. Why not? Make you happy. 5.7. There you go. He'll give us his answer in a couple days. So there we go. We got all the future pieces signed on free agency. Go after Luke Hughes. That would just be a 2nd-round pick to give up for that. Which, why not? We're just doing a quick fantasy rebuild. Why not? 6 mil or 6 years for 5 mil. Why not? It will be this year's 1st and 3rd. Sure, why not? Screw. I'm trying to win immediately. McTavish, I won't have that one because it would be like this year's 1st and like multiple other picks. And the first 3 years. And one first rounder is fine, and that's going to help our defense. We do need a defensive guy. Same thing for Rossi. I mean, we don't need a true centerman. I mean, we would love to come here, but we have a first line center, and putting him at second line center would definitely be a huge waste of his talents. Uh, Lafreniere, we could definitely use the youth, but what would be this year's third? Sure, if I could do that, we'll definitely add him. You know, why not get some of these extra young pieces that are here? You know, we're doing a fast rebuild, so we got a couple extra pieces there. Hopefully they sign. Plus we have to use a little bit of cap. Luke Hughes and Laffy, just yeah, I'm happy with those two. Get a couple extra pieces in here. Who's the coach? Didn't they hire a new coach? I could definitely be out of. I could definitely be confused. You know, I haven't been on hockey mode for a few months. You know, now just getting back into it. You know, last thing I remember is free agency, so that's about it. So Jeff, we could work with it. Why not? Definitely work with it. We have all these scouts here that I am going to change over to different scouts because we don't need them to scout in the NHL. So I'm going to change them over to the amateur scouts. That will be done, and you won't. Okay, all the scouts are divvied up. Let's sim a couple days, see if we get those players. If not, sucks. If we do, fantastic. So 1 day, we got 2 days, 3 days. Okay, we got the extension. Nazar extends, Knight extends, Lucas rejects, Alex Lafreniere, Laffy accepts. He re-signed with the Devils, so that sucks. But we could get some extra depth forward pieces, which this team could use, especially with some extra youth. Because if we're not doing so good around the trade deadline, you know, we could absolutely offload some of these older pieces of this team. We could absolutely 100% do that, and that's probably what I'm going to do anyway. Connor Murphy, I mean, we could play Krasinski and Levshunov this year. I mean, we have a very young decor. Kaiser apparently doesn't have a contract. Why does this man not have a contract? So let's go to contracts. We got RFAs. Sign him because we need a defender. So we signed a defender, free agency. What else do we have? We may or may not get Alex. We may or may not get Laffy. McTavish is still here, but 3 first rounders for him is still a lot. You know, for a developed player, yeah, but I've also used him before, so I don't want to use him. Rossi would be a good one. It would be definitely less than 3 first rounders. I don't have that. Okay, so never mind. Grealick, let's see what we got for defense because we could definitely use another defenseman. Riker Evans, I mean, we could definitely take another youth defenseman. We don't know how he's going to simulate, so let's get him. We definitely yeah, let's get him. We'll bring it up to 1.9. I don't have the appropriate picks for this. Okay, that sucks. I mean, what about if it was 1.9? Still same pick? Yep. All right, well, that sucks. We'll just have to go with a couple veterans here. Ruda, let's get him in here. He wants 1 year. We'll give him 1 year, 2 mil. I'm sure he's going to say yes to that. And then Grealick, he wants a 1 year deal, but we have the money. Why not? Why not throw some money his way? So how about 1 year and we give you an extra mil? Oh, he'll get back to me on that. So he's probably not going to come back. RFAs? Do we have any RFAs we can afford? Evangelista, Cagliano. I mean, I, this being this low, it shouldn't be any picks. Yeah, it should just be his signing rights. But then they'll probably match us. Too long. We're running through this. Zach, we could probably take. So we'll just put in offers for all these guys that don't need picks to sign, because F it, why not? Go ahead. There we go. McTavish will take it. We'll see who we get. We'll sim a couple days, see where this roster lands. He's going to reject it. Reject. So he's going there. What do we got here? Do we have any more? I'm swear there's another one. Lafreniere, they chose to match. All right, so we got nobody. Cagliano rejected. Zach rejected. So we'll take old man Vlasic. That's what we'll take 1 year. Minimum contract. He accepts. Go to roster moves. Now let's round out this roster. What's going to look like. Soderbaum. Yep, that's pretty good. Brossi, he's down here in the minors, which is totally fine. This game is already bugged. Nope. Okay, here we are with the actual roster moves. Here we go. So, Reinzel, definitely going to send you down to the AHL to definitely work on it. Artem, I really want to play you up here. You already did play some games. You already played minus 13. Might as well keep them up here in the NHL squad. So there's our 6. We just need our 7th. So who can be our 7th in our system? Kaiser. Shea Weber is there. That's great. We'll bring him up for the season. See if he can still play. You know, we'll take up this guy, Lewis. We'll bring you up. You'll be our 7th defenseman. Right wingers, what right wingers? You know, it's only left on this squad. We definitely have more than enough to play, except I'm going to change out some of the young guys like Colton. That, you know what? We'll play everybody. Why not? Everyone's getting played. Okay, roster is set for the Blackhawks. We got a lot of X factors everywhere, but it's, it could be a better looking lineup for this team, but it isn't bad, especially for this team. We do have Frank starting on the first line. I could slide him over down onto the second line if I wanted to, but for this sake, we'll start him out on the first line. We do need to work on chemistry, especially for the defense, because, wow, they on all sorts out of whack, and this is the only way where everyone's not a minus, even though the bottom line is a minus, so we got to work on that. But let's just get some regular season simming in. Just for this experimental franchise, I turned the injuries off just so we can move through it a lot quicker. So we definitely don't need these extra scratch guys. I can move them down to the AHL, so they could definitely help out our AHL team. But I just want to get through it, see how this game starts to really feel out. And you know what I mean. Just first mess around franchise. We don't need to have injuries on or anything like that. We just want to feel out how these players play and how they grow with the X factors. So let's do. So let's just sim it a month at a time here. First game of the year, not bad. Quick win. So we get right onto that. Another win against the Blackhawks. There we go. There we go. Loss. All right, another one. All right, there we go. That's more like the Blackhawks probably be. There we go. A little more 500. There we go. Another loss. Peter Mrazek, no thank you for those trades. The trades do. There's a lot more trades this year. I'll say that in the one I did. There's a lot more trades this year, and somebody needs to stop the Florida Panthers because in that one, I only did like 5 seasons, and Florida Panthers have won 4 in a row. They were going for the 5-peat. They beat Edmonton multiple times. They were going for a 5-peat, but Toronto decided to come in the fifth year and win one. So there you go. Toronto stepped in for the Oilers because they got beat multiple times, which is funny. But somebody needs to stop the Florida Panthers in the simulating because they are a freight train. The way that team is set up and everything, they just steamroll. I think one season in mine, they definitely got above 70 wins. I don't remember if it was 72 or 75, but that was ridiculous what happened. But we seem to struggle a little bit here. We are 7-13-2 though, coming to the end of November, so not a great first season, but you know, this team is definitely still a growing team. You know, we got 16 points on the season, definitely worst in the league. So let's see if we can go mess with the lineups real quick here. You know, maybe that will help us with some points. Teravainen is leading our team with 15 points. That's crazy. Bedard only has 12, so definitely not scoring very much, if at all. Spencer Knight, you know, it's not a good season. We don't have the firepower, so I'm literally just hoping for free agency on this team. Teravainen, yeah, these guys are a massive minus on the first line. So, let's try that. Let's switch that up a little bit. Rigel on that bottom line. Bertuzzi, Rudo, yeah, that's not gonna work unless we do that. Maybe we do a little bit of that, and boom. We'll try it like that. There we go. A little mix up on 5v5. Penalty kill and power play aren't great. We have a lot of chemistry to work on between the lines, but a lot of these players I don't see staying here. So it's not really worth getting them to lock into positions. The only one really is Connor. So let's see if he will do that. Of course he will. He'll fit into that first line perfectly. But other than that, everybody could be moved. Well, obviously, other than, you know, the key guys. Well, we know who those are. We'll just continue running it. Let's run it through December. Bring it to the new year. See where this team stands at the end of this December. Could have got a second round pick there. Probably should have traded for that. Why not? I didn't see it until it was already going away. There we go. Couple, 3 losses in a row there. We got Rangers to make that 4 in a row. St. Louis, 5. Okay, there we go. Stopped at 5. Here we go. We can start another one though. Oh nope. There we go. Can we get back 2 in a row? There we go. Another win. We got 3 in a row. Dallas. There we go. There was a loss. All right. So we had a 3-game winning streak there. We beat the Islanders. And this franchise is also a trial mode because I'm just jumping right back into it. Haven't done any recording or anything like that in the last 2 months. So I am very stumbly over words and stuff like that. So we got to get back into that. We got to get back into that flow. Did that help at all on that top line? A little bit. But Bedard, power play. I know he's on the top power play. He should be the one shooting. Puck carrier can go to Korchinski. I mean, you might think I'm crazy, but that will help free up Bedard for the shooting style. I could have put him in a different position there as well, but we're just running through the simming. Any big contracts really that are left? Lewis, yeah, he said no before, but we can just give him 1.8. Sure. He's not going to rush it. I don't expect him to rush it. Did we get? Yeah, we got Knight. Pretty much got everybody. This team isn't performing well. Didn't expect it to. Definitely didn't expect to be a playoff contender in the first season. I just want Bedard to get as many points as possible to help him grow. Um, Going to definitely tell him to shoot more in the offseason because that is one thing I do see in this game. Uh, he doesn't shoot uh, very often. In the simulating, I think I only seen him get past 50 goals once. But that was only the first simulating I did, so we really gotta take it easy with this game. It's only been out. I did not pay for the extra edition for this game to get it a week early, um, just because I could wait. I will get to be able to play this game. Don't need to rush it. But here we are, January 1st. We are 29 points. We are the second worst in the game. The first going to the Senators. Ouch. So are we going to be able to keep that up or not? So we start off the month with a loss. He accepts our contract. A loss there with the Capitals. There we go. A win against the Knights, St. Louis. Well, another loss. All right. So that's 3 on the month. There we go. Nice win. That's 4 on the month. 5 losses on the month. All right. Calgary. That's a loss. A 1-0 loss. Boston. That's a 4-2 loss. Winnipeg 7-4 win. There we go. We what was that 4-game losing streak? Not bad. Carolina. Oh, there we strung 2 in a row. All right, there we go. There's a loss. All right. John Gibson. There's one where one of my simulating sims I was doing. Jonathan Quick went to the Oilers and he had 42 wins on a season, and I think he was 39 or 40. He was only like a 79 overall, and it's like, of course, as soon as he goes there he gets like a winning season. But we finish off January though on a 5-game losing skid. We are 17-34-4 with 38 points on the season. Still, we are the worst team now. All right, nice. So let's get up to the trade deadline here and offload some of the older players. We can get a second for Kaiser. We'd be giving up a third, and we'd be getting a 5th. I mean, sure, I don't mind taking a extra second-round pick. Kaiser, 23, top 6. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll take a second-rounder for that. Thank you very much. Go to roster moves, and then just do best lines. There we go. We got a second-round pick for that. Why not? Columbus, we finish off before break with, I don't know what it will be, but our AHL team is 38-8-1. So they are absolutely mopping up the AHL right now. They are the best team, I was going to say by far, until you see the Penguins there. So it's the Hogs and the Penguins down there in the AHL. But importantly, let's hurry up and get to the trade deadline here. Let's trade away some of our older assets and players for some picks. I don't expect getting any first rounders from trading away any of these older guys. It's probably going to be an excessive amount of second and third rounders for the next upcoming seasons. So let's just get to here. To Vancouver, do we have anybody in contracts that is a no trade clause who we won't be able to get rid of? Nobody. All right, beautiful. So let's get into the trade deadline and find somebody. Trade deadline, here we go. No, I don't want sim game. I said advanced day. Here we go, getting in. We are definitely a seller. We are the biggest seller. First off the bat, let's see if we can get any trades just by looking. So Foligno, we got a couple 6s, a 5th, a 7th. So I will take a 5th and a 7th, give them to Minnesota. Yeah, we'll call up Laffy. Why not? Donato, we just gave him a contract, so I won't get rid of him just yet. I mean, even though I kind of want to. Burakovsky, what we got for him? Ooh, we can get a second from Minnesota. I would take that second and fourth from Minnesota. Sure, why not? Yeah, we'll call up Frondell. How's this? Send him back down. It's over. Just simmed it. We'll just get right on into simming. Didn't get rid of anybody else. Frondell, we are definitely moving down. Don't want him up here just yet, so we'll send him down, and we will bring up Tarantina. I know I just messed up his name. Not really looking at it. Just going through it. So we brought him up. We have 18 defense. We could use an extra, so we will go for you. We'll bring you up as the extra. Wingers. I mean, we could just bring you up, and there you go. That's our team. Best lines it for the rest of the season. Bada bing, we are done. We got a couple seconds, I believe, and a couple thirds and fourths. So we got a decent amount of draft capital back for who we could get rid of. So I'm happy with it. Watch this team play better without them. That'd be funny. As long as we keep in the top 3 with picking, I would like to be the first overall pick. But typically when I trade away players like this to tank and I bring up just depth players, we start winning for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's just like, the weaker the team, the better they play sometimes. So, yeah. There was one time I was tanking and I literally had to get rid of the goalie and bring in a 49 overall goalie because I was on the verge of making the playoffs. So that's the amount of selling I had to go to. We are winning more this month, I think, than we have any other month. Still at 60 points, though, so 62. We should still be on the bottom. Nope, the Senators are a little bit better than us, so they might get the first overall pick unless we jump them, which would be awesome. I'm just hoping Bedard had a decent season. Nothing, I mean, it's not going to be decent. We don't even have 30 wins, and I don't even think we will make 30 wins with this team. Oh, nope, we might get it. Nope, yep, there it is, 30 wins. Well, yep, 30 and 52 is not a good season. So that is the end of the first season, 67 points. Yeah, we finished second worst. How's our AHL team, though? 53, and yeah, they are the best team by far. Good for them. We edit lines. Yeah, let's go look at stats. Stats for the end of the year, only 61 points for Bedard. It was on a bad team. Just we were a terrible team, but that's what next year's for. We'll see what free agency brings around. Definitely be able to get better in the next season, but because free agency, money spending, draft picks, we definitely got to get to the draft. McKinnon, top points, 122, crazy. Marner was 73 assists in his first season in Vegas, 67 points over there. Only 85 points for Matthews, so maybe missing Mitch Marner just a little bit there. Kale, another defensive season, best goalie in the league. Vasilevsky, not surprised. So we'll go through that. This team, we just know that we had the worst stats. There's no good stats that we had to have. So yeah, we have 20 skaters on here. I don't know why. We'll just send them down to the AHL. So there we go. Send those two guys down. Best lines it. And we'll go to the AHL team and we'll best lines it down here. They are playing pretty well. So we won't sim any of their playoff games or anything like that, but we will definitely follow them throughout the playoffs. Why not? They are going to finish the season doubleheader against Texas, away at Texas. They're not in the playoffs, so they definitely wanted to win one of those games to at least finish on a decent note. What are we going to get here in the AHL playoffs for the Rockford Ice Hogs. We get the Iowa Wild. Ooh, a good old Chicago Wild matchup. 8-5 loss in the first game, 2-1 win. All right, what are we going to get back here? We are going to get a 4-1 win. Okay, so 2-1, 2-1. All right, what are we going to get here? Game 5, 2-1 win. All right, beautiful. We're moving on to the next round in the AHL. There you go. Rockford. All right. All right, what are we going? We're going up against the Moose. All right. First 2 games here at home. What's going to happen here? First game, we win 5-1, 4-2. All right, beautiful. Next 2 games. What's going to happen? We're going up to the Moose. 6-4 win, so we sweep them. Okay. The Rockford Ice Hogs on the move. Going up against the San Diego Gulls. All right, 4-3 overtime loss, 5-1 win. Okay. All right, we bounce back. 8-0 win. Wow, just demolished them at home, and then finish both games away 9-0. 6-3 win against the Gulls. We are taking on the Toronto Marlies. I forget what it is. It's the Toronto team. I know that. 5-1 loss. 3-2 overtime win. Okay. It's challenging a 2-1 win. Ooh, okay. We've won the last 3 in a row in the first season. We're going to sim up to this day. Does the Rockford Ice Hogs win the Calder Cup in the first season? 2-1, 2-2. All right, we're going to jump into this. Okay. What's going to happen here? We're at home. Who's going to score the game winner? All right. Come on. There we go. Nothing happens on that power play. All right. Come on. Nothing. Ooh, it's going to overtime. Overtime for the cup. Who's going to score for it? For Rockford. Who's going to score for them? Come on. Who's going to score? Hog. Who's going to be the hog out there? Power play. Boom. And your Rockford Ice Hogs. Sam Laffey on the power play to bring Rockford Ice Hogs their Calder Cup championship. That is kind of funny. In our first season, hey, we find some success taking over the Chicago Blackhawks organization. We bring home a trophy in the first season. I will take that. The Minnesota Wild are up 3-0 on the Capitals in the Stanley Cup final. Wow, what a first season. And you have Minnesota and Rockford bringing home titles this year. So I would say success in our first season taking over Chicago. I would definitely say that. We move back. Wow, we go from 2 to 4. Columbus and Buffalo both jump up. That is some bullshit. We get 4th overall pick. Wow. All right. Who retires in the first year? Typically not many people who are already retired in real life as it is. This game's just updating that. Goalies. There we go. Corey Price. There's sometimes where he doesn't retire for another 3 seasons, which is kind of funny. You can see him on free agency. It doesn't make sense. So here we are getting into the draft. We'll just get right into the draft here. There's nothing special. This draft class, Buffalo taking another 1st overall pick. They are taking Jalen Chow from America, elite sniper. Next to people we have nothing about. Either way, we're probably getting an elite player. So let's sim to our pick. Petrov, Turner, Chow. All right, cool. Is that defenseman here? Yeah, we're probably going to take him. Stenberg, I might want to take because a 2-way forward up there might work. McTaggart, I mean, that's just a great defensive name, but another offensive defenseman, I don't think we need another offensive defenseman because at that point we might have 3. So, Stenberg, let's take him. 72 overall, not bad. What's the defensive men's rating? 81 overall. I mean, yeah, he was ready to play and everything like that, but we don't need another offensive defenseman. So, But why not? Uh, you're going to say it's a terrible pick. Probably. I took somebody's 9 overalls less, but why not? That's it. We'll go from here. What else do we need? We'll take a two-way defenseman. Probably going to be top 4. Another offensive defenseman. I don't need another offensive defenseman, but I go ahead and take one. That's kind of funny. We'll just take him. Why not? Who is it? Noah. Top 6. Not the best. Man, we got a lot of picks here. We are just going off the board here. This Eric Konowalchuk. Definitely butchered the hell out of that name, but he's a low gem power forward. We'll take him. We don't miss on that pick. Wow, we got 3 second rounders. We are not missing on anything. Another gem here. We'll definitely pin him for another pick. He's the 64th overall pick. So, where's that center? That was just here. Let's back out and go back in. There was a center here. This guy. Cooper. Let's take him. Why not? What is he? Top 9? Whatever. Another second rounder. I'm loving it. All these picks coming in handy. Let's take the two-way forward. Low top 6. All right, that sucks. How about this, LA? I'll edit this trade because I actually don't want to take another second round pick because I feel like I'm just wasting all of them. I will literally give you my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th if you give me your 2nd next year and your 3rd after that. Would you do that? Trade rejected. Okay, how about just a 2nd? Trade accepted. All right, good. I don't want to take another pick. I'm tired of picking. So we're just sim the rest of that. I say we had a decent draft. Could have been better. Obviously, I could have taken another offensive defenseman, but I don't want another offensive defenseman. We have what we have. So sign scouts. We are just going to let them walk. Yeah, I'll just let them walk. Coaching staff. We'll see. We'll see who's on free agency when we get there. First, we have to re-sign these players. So let's re-sign these guys, show you free agency, and go from there. Oopsies, just simulated a day. I mean, you don't want to stay. Yeah, no, you want to play. So I'll release you. Sign. Yeah, I sign you anyway because I need AHL goalies. Nope, you're going to be, was that the O or W? I forget what it is. Murphy, release. Ruda, release. Vlasic, release. Any good growth here? Korchinski, 85. Did he get 2 X factors? Send it in pressure. That's good. Vlasic, 84. Levshunov, 81. So defensive core is building slowly but surely. Down here in the depths, we have. I will get rid of you in the depths of our prospect pool. You know what? I will release you. I'll keep you two. I don't know why, but I just will. So we'll keep you two. One way, and then release you. I'll sign Reed. Let's sign Reed. He's not going to play here next year. So Henry, how about you? Henry, okay, whatever. We got nobody I want to keep here right wing. We have nobody in general, so going to definitely resign Jack. Bem, will you be resigning here or are you going to stay over there? That is the WHL, I believe. I could be wrong. Probably wrong. I don't believe I'm going to keep you, Ilya. Definitely going to release you, Teravainen, and Bertuzzi. Definitely want to get rid of them as well. Probably could pick up another couple second rounders or somebody on the top line. Frondell, he's slowly getting better. Hopefully he'll be playing at the end of this season, I don't mind buying you out. Sure, go ahead. Buy you out. Stenberg. Yeah, so I'd have to get rid of those two. Stenberg, let's sign you immediately. Boom, sign him to the AHL squad. 66. Yeah, he's a high enough overall, but he was still playing for. Oh no, if he could play for the AHL squad, let him play. Laffy, I mean, you got the game-winning goal for the AHL squad. I know you want to sign. Yeah, he wants to play the NHL. I don't blame him. So we'll let him go out there. Dickinson, he's a good player, good centerman, but let's move on from him. So really, it's not really signing anybody. This re-signing anybody. Really, it is just letting some players go. But we'll re-sign these couple guys for the AHL squad. It'll be good for them. Williams, we'll sign you. Yeah, Saskatoon, you're gonna stay up there, I guess. Yuri, you're gonna stay here. All right. Anybody to re-sign? Anybody else? You, which is just gonna be released. So that's pretty much it. Let's just sim to free agency. There's nothing else to do. Yeah, that's fine. Don't care. Get to free agency. Leave it here. Let me think. Well, who you would sign? All right. I mean, Hughes is back on free agency, another RFA. But let's take a look at UFAs. So UFAs, goalies, don't need to sign a goalie, but there is goalies here. Anderson, probably could sign Anderson. I would probably go after Anderson for defense. Go after Tuck, pay him for a hell of a 1 year, or just have fun with it. Get Patrick Kane. Bring him back for 1 year. That's what I would do. Bring him back for 1 year. He'll be the top line right winger, even though he'd probably be old and drop off in overall. Igor, I'll sign Igor. Why not? Tell him to start shooting because he's a sniper. Or get Tuck, Kemp, one of those guys. Evander Kane, Jeff Skinner, no. Left wing, I don't know who I would get. I really don't see anybody here. And centerman, for a year, I would probably get Taze. Yeah, let's have fun with it. I'll get Taze, bring him on, put him on fourth line. Get Wenberg, probably put second line. Go around, have fun. Maybe trade, make a trade, look for somebody. I don't know. Definitely gonna get off of Bertuzzi and who else? Teravainen's contract. Where is it? Yeah, Bertuzzi. Get off of his contract. Where is it? Where are these two guys? Bertuzzi. Yeah, Bertuzzi and Teravainen, get off these two contracts. Fine, some money for them or something. That will be next episode. This is just a welcome back episode. Welcome back. We're taking over Chicago. We're definitely going to try to make them better next season, but that's a next season problem. I hope, like I said before, I hope you had a wonderful summer. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode of Chicago's Fantasy Rebuild. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm excited for hockey. Let me know what do you think about NHL 26 so far? How do you think it plays? How do you think it sims? What do you think about it so far? I stand on to be determined. It's yeah, that's where I'm standing. But enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, and peace out.